Get NFL Sunday Ticket at its lowest price ever and watch every game every Sunday. Take your NFL experience to even greater heights with NFL Sunday Ticket Deluxe, which gives you Red Zone, bringing you the final yards from around the league along with minute-to-minute NFL fantasy updates. Call us at 601-8992 to sign up today.
Good evening, Bahamas, and thanks for joining us at MB12. Coming up tonight in news, another round of protests by teachers on New Providence, this time centered on two schools they say pose health hazards to students and teachers. Senior Free National Movement Senator Desmond Bannister resigns his post. We'll tell you why. The latest on applications for stem cell therapy in the Bahamas, and the Bahamas gets one step closer to implementing the Economic Partnership Agreement. We have those stories and much more coming up tonight. I'm Christina McNeil, and your MB12 starts right now. Thanks for joining us. 2 days after nearly 200 public school teachers protested outside the Ministry of Education, a group of teachers took further action this morning. To the dismay of parents, teachers at two schools here in New Providence staged a sit-in. They say they're fed up after complaining for months about rat feces and mold in classrooms. Despite criticism from some parents and education officials, union leaders say they're not backing down. Vonique Toot reports.
Just 2 weeks into the new school year, teachers reported to work this morning but refused to enter the classroom. Here at Stephen Dillett Primary School, teachers gathered outside the building where they complained of a number of issues, including teacher shortages, leaky roofs, mold, and a lack of furniture.
The rats and the rodents have infested the school, and there's feces and urine, and you can actually, as you walk in, the stench greets you. They also have termites.
Then there's the paint fumes that BUT President Belinda Wilson claims filled the air after workers painted schoolrooms just yesterday. In fact, she experienced bouts of coughing during our brief interview.
Excuse me. I was at Stephen Dillett, so I believe the fumes would have gotten, in my system, so it's caused my throat to be a bit sore. I'm okay. All is well. I ain't going nowhere no time soon.
It was a similar story here at Uriah McPhee Primary School, where teachers filed into the library and refused to budge. One teacher who withheld her identity out of fear of victimization told us a major concern for them is mold. But she says teachers aren't just concerned about their safety, but that of students.
We are more concerned for our students than we are for ourselves. We have issues of mold, which everyone knows is very dangerous. It's a very dangerous thing. It's a big health issue. We also have overcrowding in our classrooms. We have students with classmates, 40 classmates, and we just think that it's not fair.
We understand administrators supervised students today. However, these frustrated parents aren't buying it. Some of them claim they were turned away at the gate this morning, while others pulled their kids out of school after learning that teachers were staging a sit-in.
My wife took them to school, and they were told that it wasn't any school because they had mold inside the classroom.
It's terrible, but I mean, the Ministry of Education and Teachers Union, they need to get their act together. Belinda Wilson in charge of the union and Fitzgerald, I think they need to get their act together because this is terrible. Just 2 weeks into the new school year, and here it is that the students is out of the classrooms.
You see all the kids on the streets and all the crime going on? Who's doing it? The kids. They're supposed to be in school.
The teachers union has been criticized for taking action so early into the new school year, especially given dismal national examination results released last month. However, Wilson claims they reported their concerns to education officials long before schools reopened. She had this message for Education Minister Jerome Fitzgerald, who cautioned teachers not to mistake his kindness for weakness.
I think he needs to step back. He needs to step back. He needs to ask his colleagues to give him some guidance. And he said he's not going to meet with the union. That's on him. We will do what it is that we need to do to get our point across and to ensure that at the end of the day, our teachers are working in harmony, in a peaceful, clean, healthy, and safe environment. Hence, our students will also be able to learn in these type of positive environment.
Wilson says her members won't return to classes until the environment is conducive to learning and teaching. Minister Fitzgerald, who is off island, told us he was informed of teachers' concerns, but suggested we speak with Education Director Lionel Sands for comment. Calls to Sands were not returned up to news time. However, we understand education officials were on campus addressing teachers' concerns today. Reporting for MB12, I'm Vonique Toot.
Well, Education Minister Jerome Fitzgerald told MB12 this evening it's been an ongoing issue for the two schools and much money has been spent on new parts. However, he said that government would buy new AC units. As for rat feces, he admitted that rat infestation has also been a challenge and steps have been taken to address that issue. Fitzgerald says Education Director Lionel Sands met with teachers and administrators at both Stephen Dillett Primary and Uriah McPhee Primary today to discuss their concerns. He expressed hope that teachers would return to classrooms tomorrow morning. Well, former Education Minister Desmond Bannister has resigned from the Senate, as revealed exclusively today by the Nassau Guardian. But Bannister says there's no friction between him and the party leadership. In fact, Bannister says Free National Movement leader Dr. Hubert Minnis knew from the beginning that he did not intend to serve throughout this term. Candia Dames reports.
Bannister told us at his Sandy Port law office here today that it was never his intention to serve for a very long time in the Senate. He stressed that he is still an F&M and said he fully supports his leader, Dr. Hubert Minnis, whose leadership, he says, has been outstanding. Our first question for the outgoing senator was why? Why did he decide to resign from the Senate?
And it wasn't my intention to be there for very long. My intention was to serve. Give my year of service to the country, and then develop those young senators as best I could, and then to move on and give someone else the opportunity. And so I'm proud that we had that opportunity to work together. So it's not a shock, it's nothing surprising.
Bannister says he had an opportunity to work with exceptional young Bahamians, but it is time to move on. We asked him his views on his party's leadership at this time. He had this to say about F&M leader Dr. Hubert Minnis.
He's been an outstanding leader. If you look at the way in which he led awareness, creating public awareness of that referendum was very important. The way he led that was critical. The way he led the awareness with respect to the stem cell debate and requiring the government to come forward with the truth behind these issues. The current issue now, I mean, who would have known? Bahamians are hospitable people. We brag about how tourism is our #1 industry. Bahamians don't want to see anyone come to our country and get abused. And where there are those among us who would do it, Bahamians want to see them brought to justice. So Dr. Minnis is exposing that issue with respect to the manner in which the Cuban detainees were brutalized.
Bannister recently led F&M senators on a boycott of the Senate in support of Minnis, who was suspended for 2 House sittings. We asked Bannister whether he intends to run one day for the leadership of his party. While he did not commit to doing so, he also did not rule it out.
The only thing I don't see myself doing is being president of the United States, because I am not born there. But the thing about the Bahamas, Candia, is that all of us have the opportunity to aspire to great things in our country. We have to tell young people that story. We have to tell them that when my mother went to school, she couldn't aspire to go to high school. They've made it possible that you and I, for you and I to aspire to anything. There's no limit to what we can do.
We also asked Bannister, an attorney, what's next for him.
If you have some clients, just send them my way.
Bannister said the FNM under Dr. Minnis has an opportunity to form the next government of the Bahamas after the next general election. Bannister's resignation from the Senate takes effect September 30th. Now, Minnis told our news team today that there is no discord within the FNM. He said he had intended to announce Bannister's resignation on Monday. He also said he intends to announce the name of the new senator by the first week in October. Bannister, meanwhile, says he will remain a team player. Reporting for NB12, I'm Candia Dames.
Prime Minister Perry Christie also weighing in on the news of Bannister's impending resignation. Speaking with reporters today, Christie says from what he understands, Bannister never planned on becoming a career politician.
Desmond Bannister has always had a challenge, I think, of politics because he was a highly paid legal practitioner and he had to give up a lot. And this is my personal knowledge of him. He had to give up a lot to become a minister. I think they made some effort to keep him as a minister by making some special arrangements to keep him. And so I'm not surprised that he dropped out. I didn't get the impression that he was positioned in his own mind of being a career politician.
And while he admits he does not know much about what is going on within the FNM, the Prime Minister did wish Bannister all the best in the future.
For that matter, really it's none of my business to involve myself in whether they're weak or they're strong and what is happening there. I only know that he has been a Minister of Education. He's been a contributor to public life, and if he's chosen now to demit office and go about a career, I wish him well in his professional endeavors.
Well, it's been nearly 2 weeks since a report into alleged abuse at the detention center was leaked to the public and subsequently published by the local media. Since then, some skepticism has remained about the validity of the report and when the official report will be made public, if at all. Prime Minister Christie says he expects government will be revisiting how the center is managed as the official report is completed.
We have to make decisions with respect to the detention center and how it's operated. But as I've indicated before, governments never commit themselves to abusive behavior. It is not what we do in the Bahamas. And most certainly we expect the Defense Force and whatever other inquiries we make to reach a conclusion on it shortly.
That report is expected to be complete sometime later this month or early October.